Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Emotional Night Talk. I'm your host, and in this quiet late hour, I'd like to sit with you and talk about the things we keep hidden in our hearts. Today, I want to share a story from a reader's story about distance, trust, and personal growth. For the sake of telling it, let's call him Alex. Alex's email began like this. Before I met her, I had already booked this trip. He is in Thailand and has been there for 2 weeks, planning to stay for a full month. His main purpose for going there is to train in Muay Thai sessions a day, rain or shine. As for sightseeing or soaking up the sun, those are just bonuses. He booked the flight and accommodation on his own because he wanted to step out of his comfort zone. Friends, can you relate to that feeling? That urge to face the world alone and see how far you can really go. And then, he met her. Alex said they had a few arguments before his departure. She didn't want him to go, but couldn't clearly explain why. She kept repeating one sentence, "There are girls there, friends. Does that sound familiar?" How many times have we hidden our insecurity behind such a simple sentence? He asked her if she didn't trust him, and she denied it. He invited her to come along. The tickets weren't expensive, and the itinerary could be adjusted. But he was also honest. He wouldn't change his training schedule to sessions a day, no exceptions. The accommodation wasn't a luxury resort, and she had facial piercings she cherished, which clearly wouldn't suit Muay Thai training. So she declined, reasonably so. But the problem was that during the 2 weeks after he left, their communication became terrible. The time difference and his busy training schedule were real factors. But Alex said that every time they talked, he could feel an unexplainable resistance in her tone. He asked her about it, and she denied it. She said she missed him, but the feeling didn't sound like longing. It felt more like a cold accusation. Alex wrote something that left a deep impression on me. I don't want this to affect my stay here, but I can't control it. I really like this girl. I want to know if this relationship can continue. I just want to know if I've done anything wrong. Friends, I want to start with a very direct feeling. I really like Alex's honesty. He didn't portray himself as an innocent victim, nor did he demonize his girlfriend as an unreasonable control freak. He's simply asking, did I do something wrong? I think the answer to that question may not lie in right or wrong itself. From a psychological perspective, what Alex's girlfriend is showing is likely a mix of separation anxiety and fear of abandonment. She doesn't have the ability to clearly express that panic. You left, I feel out of control. I'm no longer part of your life. And I'm afraid of what might happen in a world where I'm not present, sometimes. This has little to do with trust. More often, it has to do with a person's inner sense of security. Notice she didn't say, you might cheat, but rather, there are girls there. The subtext is, temptation exists, and I'm not sure whether you will resist it. Behind this is her anxiety about her place in the relationship when I'm not by your side. Does my attraction still exist? Is our connection still strong? Her refusal to join Alex is key. Why did she refuse? On the surface, the reasons are reasonable. She doesn't like intense training, she's worried about her piercings, and the accommodation isn't ideal. But on a deeper level, could it be that she was also making a silent stand? If you won't change your plans for me, then I won't go somewhere I don't want to be for you. This is a quiet negotiation. How much do you value me enough for me to make sacrifices? And Alex? Did he do anything wrong? Friends, I don't think pursuing personal growth is wrong. Wanting to go to a foreign place when you're young to challenge your body and will, that's completely normal and even precious. But the issue may lie in this: when he entered this relationship, he may not have given the other person enough time and psychological preparation for the transition. The early stage of a relationship is critical for building a sense of security. If, during this phase, one person suddenly leaves for a month, especially to a place with time differences, limited communication, and unknown temptations, the other person's insecurity can be magnified infinitely. Alex said, "I understand, long distance is hard, I've experienced it. But understanding doesn't mean the other person feels reassured. What she may need is not 'I invited you, but even while I'm away, I still make you feel like a priority.' I'm not saying he should report everything all day or give up his training. But perhaps there is room for more subtlety in communication. For example, instead of 'I'm busy, so I can't talk much,' it could be something interesting happened during training today, and you were the first person I wanted to tell. Instead of your overthinking, it could be hearing you say that makes me feel sad too. What do you think I could do to help you feel more at ease?" Friends, when someone feels anxious, saying you're overthinking doesn't make the anxiety disappear. It just turns into silence. Because what they receive in that moment is, "My emotions are not accepted by you. I have a perspective, and I don't know if you agree." Many times, the content of an argument is just an illusion. The essence of an argument is a need. When she says there are girls there, what she really means is I need to feel safe. When he says you don't trust me, what he really means is I need you to trust my choices. Both people are shouting their needs, but no one pauses to ask, "What do you need me to do?" Alex is still in Thailand, with 2 weeks left. If I were him, I wouldn't try to fix the relationship within these 2 weeks. Because cracks in a relationship can't be repaired through overseas calls and apologies alone. I would try to do 3 things. First, acknowledge her feelings. Not admitting fault, but acknowledging. When I hear you say those things, I can feel that you're really upset. You didn't want me to go, but I still left. If it were me, I might feel uncomfortable too. Friends, this is called empathy. Empathy doesn't solve everything, but without it, nothing can be solved. Second, create a small ritual that belongs only to the 2 of you. For example, at a fixed time every day, even if it's just 5 minutes, send her a message only she can see, or a photo of the sky that day. No matter where I am, at this moment, I'm thinking of you. This is far more meaningful than sending 100 photos of food. Third, turn the remaining 2 weeks into a rehearsal for the future. He could say, "When I get back, I want to sit down and talk about how this trip felt for both of us. I also want to hear next time I travel alone. Can we come up with a way together that makes both of us feel comfortable?" Friends, this is turning conflict into collaboration. Not you listen to me or I accommodate you, but we find a solution together. As for the girl, if she happens to be listening to this story, I want to say something to her. Dear, sometimes our fear disguises itself as anger, and our insecurity disguises itself as blame. But the boy who is willing to go to a foreign country alone to train Muay Thai is, at his core, someone who wants to keep breaking his limits. And a person like that, once he decides you are his home, no matter how far he goes, he will come back. The question is, are you willing to be the harbor that gives him peace to return, rather than the one counting down his return the moment he leaves? In the end, Alex asked, "Did I do anything wrong?" I want to say, you didn't do anything wrong by going to Thailand. But you may have made one mistake. You underestimated how much security your partner needed at the beginning of the relationship. And you overestimated the power of rational communication in the face of emotions. And these are things that can be learned. A good relationship is not one without conflict, but one where, after the conflict, 2 people can still sit down, look into each other's eyes, and say, "That was hard for both of us. But I don't want to lose you." That's all for tonight's story. Before we end, I want to ask you a question. You can answer it in your heart or write it in the comments. In a relationship, are you someone who fears distance or someone who needs space when your needs conflict with your partner's? What do you usually do? It's late. May you, in love, be brave enough to set out and gentle enough to stay. Good night, and I'll see you tomorrow.